Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today is Labor Day. I found a story that is fitting for Labor Day, so I wanted to share it with you guys and see what you guys think. It's a pretty fucked up story. It's not very long. Hopefully I can get this edited and uploaded tomorrow is what I'm hoping for. I didn't really want to fuck with the scheduled videos I already have. I don't want to fucking do that. It's too much work. Then I'd have to refigure everything out, and I'm like, I'm not that type of person. I ain't got that much time. So I'm gonna hopefully upload this tomorrow. This will be a special one just because it's a Labor Day one, and it's so weird that I come across this story, but I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope you guys, I'm not gonna say enjoy it because that's fucked up, but I hope you guys something. This one's the Labor Day murder mystery. Labor Day weekend 1974 in White City, Oregon. The Cowden family had planned on staying home and getting some work done around the house. But when plans to borrow a truck fell through, Richard, 28, had decided to take his family camping instead. The family of four included Richard, his wife Belinda, 22, and their son David, 5, and Melissa, only 5 months old. With their camping supplies, they set out for the Rogue River National Forest campground, located in a remote area of the Siskiyou, sure I fucked that up, mountains in Oregon, close to the California border. They had talked to Belinda's mother before leaving, saying they were going to camp until Sunday, September 1st, and that they would stop at her place for dinner before going home. That last day that they had planned to camp, Richard and David had been seen in the small town of Copper. Several people saw and remembered them buying milk at the general store around 9 a.m. The store was about a mile from where they were camping. A few more witnesses would come forward afterwards, saying they saw the father and son carrying milk back towards the direction of their campsite. Seems nondescript so far, right? Then it seemed the family just disappeared. That Sunday evening, Belinda's mother waited for the family to arrive, but they never did. After a while, she grew concerned. She got in her car and drove to the campsite, which wasn't far from her house. The eerie scene that she would find would have given anyone the chills. She saw a full quart of milk sitting on a picnic table, Belinda's purse, and Melissa's baby supplies. The family's car was still parked close by the site. After examining the area, nothing looked disturbed, as if the family just walked off. I mean, the last time that the father and son had been seen, they were buying the milk, so the milk's sitting on the picnic table. Nothing too horrible there, but they have a 5-month-old baby, and they left the baby's shit there. Like, babies need bottles, they need diapers, they fucking toys to play with. Don't even get me started. My daughter, she takes everything in the kitchen sink with her, and she's 7 now, so, and she's always been like that. So the grandmother then started to search further down the campsite, thinking maybe they had gone for a swim and lost track of time. She made her way to the creek. She found Richard's expensive watch and his wallet with cash inside sitting next to the creek. There didn't look to be any signs of a struggle near the creek, just like at the campsite. So the worried grandmother walked back to camp and waited, thinking they had gone for a hike and would return soon. She waited for an hour, and with no signs from the family, she called the sheriff's office. The police came out and saw the same scene the grandmother had. They noticed fishing poles leaning against a tree and unused cooking utensils sitting on a tree stump. The car did not look like anyone had attempted to break in or go through its belongings. They checked the purse laying out and the wallet found by the creek. Both looked to still have everything in them. So they're missing. Last time they had been seen was in the morning. And their shit's still there and nothing's been stolen. So, also this is 1974. Keep that in mind, because something's going to come up later, because I already read this story. And I think I forgot that it was 1974. So, As the deputies looked around more, they said they got a strange feeling. Everything was sitting as the campers presumably left it, with no sign of a struggle. But what could have gotten the family just to walk away, because that is what the scene was showing? That camp sure was spooky. Even the milk was still on the table, a state trooper commented. With a more thorough search of the family's belongings, the deputies determined the only thing not accounted for was the family's swimwear, which made sense that they left for a swim, especially with Richard leaving his belongings next to the creek. A full-scale search was launched. During the search of the woods, the family's dog was found safe and unharmed nearly 5 miles away, but there was no sign of the family. The official search would end on September 7th, because in the week that they had been looking, not a single clue had been found. Cowden's family and friends were determined to find something and continued searching whenever they had a chance. There was only speculation about what might have happened to the family, with little to go on. They had to consider if the family had gone swimming and drowned, but with no bodies ever washing up in the small creek, this seemed unlikely. The question had to be asked, did they disappear willingly? Did the family want to take off and make a fresh start? But why would they leave the baby shit there? Just saying. But looking at the evidence left behind, it wouldn't seem they did. At least they would have taken the cash from their wallets and put on more than just their swimsuits. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then, after talking with family and friends, the idea was quickly dispelled. So without saying what happened to the family, all they could say was that what had not happened to them. It was clear that they were not robbed. Oh shit. Their wallets, belongings, and car were left behind. As the investigation continued, sightings of the family started to come in. Even psychics had reached out and told the authorities that they believed what they believed happened. I don't believe psychics anyways. They're like the fucking weatherman. But the days and months continued to add up faster than any hard evidence. 7.5 months later, on April 12, 1975, investigators got their first big break. 2 hunters were out and stumbled across what looked to be human remains. Authorities searched the area the hunters had been. There they found the decomposing bodies of 2 adults and 2 small children. Through DNA testing, it was determined to be the missing Cowden family. They didn't have fucking DNA testing in 1974. So what the fuck is going on here? Even in 1990, we didn't have DNA. I mean, we had DNA, but it wasn't good enough. It took fucking months to get back and shit. So you're telling me they did DNA testing and found out that it was these people, right? How long did it fucking take? I have so many fucking questions about that statement. Just that statement. Let me know if you guys agree, because I swear to God, even back in like the 90s, it would take weeks for them to get back DNA testing, and I swear to God they didn't have it. I don't think they got it until like the 80s, right? I was born in the 80s. I feel like the 80s were a good time. So anyways, that one blew my mind. After the identifications had been made, authorities released that Belinda and the 2 children's bodies were found stuffed into a cave, and that the cave had been sealed up with rocks to hide the bodies. The cave was only 7 miles away from their campsite. Based on search maps, the area had been searched only 100 feet away, but no one had explored the steep hillside the cave was on. I don't understand. This is another part I don't understand. Richard's body was found out in the open, a short distance from the cave. His body was too decomposed to determine the cause of death, but they could determine that both he and Belinda were shot with a .22 caliber gun before Belinda was eventually killed by blunt force trauma to the head. It gets rough. Melissa had also died by blunt force trauma. She was the 5-month-old baby. It was undetermined what killed 5-year-old David. Lieutenant Mark Kazar had this to say of what happened to the Cowden family. The whole nature of the thing smacks of a weirdo. Of a weirdo. I can't even... Okay, weirdo. What kind of weirdo? Schizo? Psycho? Serial killer? Rapist? What kind of weirdo? I have to keep reminding myself this is 1974, 1975, but dude, DNA? I'm gonna fucking look that shit up because I swear to God, DNA was not a thing. In fact, while I'm sitting here, let's just take a little look because I don't think when did DNA testing come out? Let's see. Oh, it's gonna make me go into something, huh? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I should have just fucking waited. I think this is gonna be a lot more than what I wanted. Oh shit. Oh, it went to a whole new fucking page. Oh, come on. Ah. Since its introduction in the mid-1980s. I knew I was fucking right, guys. I fucking knew I was right. So anyways, let's go back to the story. Because I was right about the DNA. I fucking knew it. So they didn't have DNA testing in 1975 for them to find out that these 4 people were them people. So did they use dental records? Which I'm assuming they probably did. And they probably assumed that since it was a man, a woman, and a little boy and a little baby girl, that it was them. Just saying. It wasn't DNA. That fact is not correct. So anyways, and who was that weirdo? That was the question everyone wanted to know. Lieutenant Mark Kazar of the state police had a theory that seemed to make sense. The family had willingly gone swimming that morning before they made breakfast. While at the creek, someone came up to them, most likely with a gun. The killer could have forced the family into his vehicle and driven them to the remote area where their bodies were found. Then he forced the family to hike up the hillside before he killed them, putting the wife and kids into the cave and leaving the father where he had been killed. It could be that the killer didn't carry Richard and stuff him into the cave as easily as with Belinda and the kids. The only thing that this theory didn't address was why. But sometimes there doesn't always seem to be a why that makes sense with killers. Without a motive, it was most likely that they were dealing with a random stranger killing, which meant narrowing down a suspect would be even harder to do. You have to remember it was summer, and there were all sorts of people in that area. So-called hippie types, a motorcycle group, and so on. Lieutenant Kazar had to say, in 1974, the Manson family was still fresh in people's minds. Especially with these murders being so close to California. Fuck, dude. When the Cowden family disappeared, there were 8 other missing women in the Oregon area. Those would later be linked to serial killer Ted Bundy. So you got the Manson, you got Ted Bundy. Dude, like, but that's not really Bundy's MO. Manson didn't have an MO. He fucking... I don't know if you guys seen that, what the fuck was the name of that show? With David Duchovny. Zodiac. If you guys have not seen that, you guys need to watch it. I don't know how much of it's true. I think some of it was true. But fucking off the wall shit, dude. He was fucking nuts. Anyways. The closest they came to finding a suspect was Dwayne Lee Little. Oh, his fucking name. Little had been convicted of the rape and murder of a 16-year-old girl when he was 15. What the fuck, dude? He was released on May 24th, 1974, just 4 months before the Cowden family was killed. Shortly before the family disappeared, Little had bought gas near the campgrounds. Witnesses had described a truck that fit that look like the one Little was driving. That doesn't even make sense. Witnesses had described a truck that fit that looked like the one Little was driving and had placed this truck at the Cowden family's campsite. This sentence doesn't make sense. I hope you guys understand it. When questioned by law enforcement, Little claimed he knew nothing about it. He also refused to give any details about where he was when the Cowden family went missing. With no physical evidence found at the scene, and later with none found on the decomposing bodies, Little was never charged. In 1980, Little would be arrested, tried, and convicted of raping and murdering another woman. He was given a life sentence to be served at the Oregon State Penitentiary. I wonder if he's still there. 1980? I mean, it's like 40 years ago. I'll be 40 in January. So it's only like 40 years ago. After 45 years, the Cowden family murders are still unsolved. So, unsolved. I don't like unsolved shit. I like things to have closure. So, this was a horrible story, but it happened on Labor Day. It's Labor Day. That was the only fucking thing. It was Labor Day today, and I found this story, and I'm like, some of it doesn't make sense. DNA testing didn't come out until the mid-80s. I was fucking right about that, by the way. There's just so much that doesn't make fucking sense. How didn't they find the fucking dad's body outside the fucking cave if they searched the fucking area? Whatever, dude. I don't... Fucking people, dude. 1974. Don't get me started. But anyways, I can't say I hope you liked the video, but I hope that I gave you guys something to think about. This person needs to get their facts straight, for one, and for two, hey, it's fucking telling me what I just looked for. Shut up. They need to stop. Oh, I don't have my fucking ExpressVPN. I'm not sponsored by any way, no means. But my ExpressVPN is not on my laptop. And I literally just Googled, when did DNA testing come out? And I got a notification about searching for when DNA testing came out. The world we live in. But anyways, thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And please give me your opinion down below. This is a fucked up story. 5-month-old baby, 5-year-old son. Their parents were so young. They had their whole fucking lives ahead of them. I swear, dude. Alright, well, on that note, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you.